Is your Burp Suite attack failing because of an experience session or a changing CSRF token? It is frustrating when you try to brute force a login page or fuzz an API, but every single request return an error because of your session is dead.
See everyone, to work with macro, we have a OSCP lab over here. And this lab is about QFI bypass using brute force attacks. So before I start, I will just explain how this lab is going to work. So my intention is not to solve the lab, but to work with macro and let you know how we can operate with macro. So this lab is about we have to log in as a username code Carlos, and I provide the credential which is mentioned in the description. Okay. Now once I log in, I have one more authentication, a 2FA authentication over here, which means the Carlos haven't logged in yet. He has to provide a 2FA code which is coming to his own ID. Unfortunately, we don't have that ID. So what I do, I am typing a number over here, 4-digit number as a guess. Once I log in, see here, I don't have the access. So if I try once again a new number, second time. So imagine I'm doing a brute forcing attack. Once I log in, see here, unfortunately, we are being kicked out, which means we are log out and we go back to the login page. And we have to authenticate again as Carlos. So we have to again provide the username Carlos and we provide the credential. We log in again. We do the activity again. Same rule for it. So it is not an easy process. Why? Because in normal purpose of like in a normal use of Burp Suite, if I try with Intruder, we are sending request. So I can explain this in a very simple way where you can understand. If I am trying with the Burp Suite, so I am trying with the one attempt, two attempt, but here we cannot go for three. Before three happens, we are being log out, which means we don't have a valid session to attack again. But this three will not be three anymore. It will be again one. So which means we are log out of the current account and we are going to authenticate again with the credentials. That's why this brute forcing is not going to be possible over here. But with the help of macro program, we can do it in a better way. So our objective is very simple. So what I have to do over here, first of all, I have to get this login page. So this is the first page I need. So macro is an automated approach. Instead of we are trying to log in. So it's not possible for a person to log in each time to perform brute forcing. It is not possible. That's why we are going for the automate approach. Here, automate approach need this automatically they have to call the page. So we have to mention macro what all things we need. So imagine this is a or like this is the first page we need login page. So we will mark this first login page. We are leaving this macro and input as the login page. First one is login page. Okay. So then after once we authenticate as Carlos, the next page we are getting is the OTP page. But here before OTP, there is one page is hidden over there. So which means there is a second page is there, which is we are not watching over here. The second page is about the CSR of token. So this is a page. So while authenticating, a CSR for token is been passing with the user. We have to get that also. Then third one is the this page, which is the login to login to. So which means we have to get like a get page. Okay, a get request which is loading the login page, and then after a post request, and again login to, which is a get request. We have to get these three requests, and we are giving it to the automator, that is a macro, which means we don't have to call it one ourselves. This macro will call one by one, and then after if you try the third attempt, imagine like here we are doing the third attempt over here. One, two, one logout is happening. This macro will call the page 1, 2, 3 in an order. And brute forcing will happen again. Again, this page will log out, macro will call it again. Again, attack will happen. It is an approach of macro. So we can try in a practical approach now. At first, I am going to log out of this account, or I am driving multiple password and I am going to log out this account. Okay. Okay, I log out now. Now it's time for our Burp Suite. So now I provide the username as Carlos. Okay, see over here, I am providing the history. History will come over here. So before that, I just reload the page. So the history will go for the login page. See here, we got the login page over here. This is the login page. A get request. So for more detailing, we can go for the project and enable the sandbox. So we can see the corresponding age over here. That will avoid the confusions. See login page. We got the login page. Now we have to provide the password, which is Carlos and the password given over there. Once I log in, see now we got the second one, that is a false repair, which is carrying our CSRF token plus username and password. So it is a page which I got now. Then finally it is the page which is asking for the OTP. I provide a number. Once I log in, again that also I got it. So see over here login 2. So we got the 3 pages. So we can confirm each and everything by this option. So it's for sure. I told you there is no page. It is a request and response. So see over here, we are getting the cookies from here, session cookies. So now we understand how it's working. Now it's time for using macro. So macro is right over here. Click on the settings and we'll go for the project sessions. And we have to go for click on add button, scope, and make it as include all of this. And go for the edit, details, add sessions, macro. Then we have to go for the add macro. So here we have a see this much contents are over here. So our first target is a login page. So we have to get the login page first. Login page is the first one. Okay. So I pick on that one. Then we have to go for the post request, which is no. We have to go for the next one. See, it is mentioned over here. Yeah, login. Yeah, post login. Get login. So there is one thing you have to understand. We have to go for the get login. So this is a error one. So don't go for that one. Okay. So go for get login only, because it is a fresh page without an error. So first of all, we have to get the get login, which is username and password field. Then we have to go for the course login, where we get the CSRF tokens and the session tokens. Then we have to go for the get login. Okay, so let's try that one. We are going for the get login. Then we are going for the post login. Yeah, this one. Okay. Then we go for the get login too. So one, press on control and go for the post login, get login. 3 things here selected. Okay. Now what we do? So in an order 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Or like a 1, 2, 3. Fine. Get login is a login. Post login is the page where we are getting the data. And get login is the one is the fresh page. Click OK. So now it is over here. Click on this test macro to confirm everything is working fine. See here, we are getting the CSRF token over here. So just click OK, OK, and OK, and OK again. So finally we can go this one. Now we have to go for the intruder. So we have to send this request into the intruder. And once the intruder is there, we have to go for the, we can mark this place, go for the numbers, starting from 0000 to 9999, and step in with 1, and your fraction digit is 0, fine. Then the resource pool. So we have to make sure that the number of concurrent request is 1, because we cannot send multiple requests at a time. It will log out the machine. So concurrent request is 1. Then we are going for the attack. Now see over here, attack is in progress, but the problem is it will take some time. This attack will take enough time. Why? Because we are sending one by one requests and we have 10,000 combination in progress. I will skip this one and I will show the end result for you. See here, finally we found a 302 status code. So that is a right one, that is a correct password. So now I am going to utilize the session cookies which I have obtained, and I will log into the user account. So at first I am going to clear all of this session which is already active. Now I am pasting the session cookie which I have copied from the Burp Suite. Now just press enter. Now we can see the page is refreshing, and we will log into the user. See, this lab is solved. So it is all about session cookies only. So we can give the session cookie and we can utilize that for login.